Most people believe the middle class is the safest place to be. A normal life, a stable job, a house, a family, a future that slowly improves. It sounds secure. But something strange is happening, and almost nobody is ready to admit it. The middle class is quietly disappearing. Not in 20 years, not someday, right now. People are working full-time, doing everything they were told, going to college, getting degrees, working overtime, and still falling behind. Rent keeps rising. Groceries cost more every month. Gas feels expensive. Bills never stop. And the most confusing part, even people with good jobs are starting to feel broke. They look successful on the outside, but inside, they feel stuck. Because the old formula is breaking. For decades, life worked like this: work hard, get promoted, buy a home, build stability. But today, work hard, get exhausted, stay stressed, survive paycheck to paycheck. It's not laziness. It's not lack of discipline. The game itself changed. The middle class used to grow through stability. Now stability has become a trap. A salary gives comfort, but comfort quietly removes urgency. Bills get paid. Life continues. And suddenly, years pass, but freedom never arrives. One emergency expense, one job loss, one health issue, and everything collapses. That's why millions of people feel like they're running, but never moving forward. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. The middle class isn't disappearing because people are failing. It's disappearing because the system was redesigned. And the people who understand this early escape, while everyone else stays stuck. In the next part, you'll see the real reasons the middle class is collapsing, and why wealthy people play a completely different game. The middle class is collapsing for one simple reason: the cost of living is rising faster than life itself. People don't notice it at first. It starts small. Rent increases quietly. Food gets slightly more expensive. Insurance costs more. Bills grow heavier. Nothing feels dramatic until one day you realize something painful. Your salary went up, but your life didn't. Most people think inflation is just a number, but inflation is not a number. Inflation is a slow thief. It steals buying power silently. It makes saving feel useless. It makes stability feel fragile. And the middle class suffers the most, because the middle class depends on fixed income. A paycheck feels safe, but it has limits. Meanwhile, everything around you becomes unlimited in cost. Housing becomes harder to afford. Healthcare becomes stressful. So people respond the only way they know how. They work harder, longer hours, more overtime, more side hustles. But here's the trap. Hard work doesn't create freedom when the system keeps moving the finish line. People start sacrificing rest. They delay joy. They postpone life. And still, this is why burnout is everywhere. This is why people feel tired even when they're young. The middle class isn't failing because people are weak. The middle class is failing because effort is no longer enough. The rules changed, and the people who keep following the old rules stay trapped. Because the system rewards ownership, not labor. It rewards leverage, not hours. And until someone understands that difference, they will keep running in the same place. Here's what makes this situation even worse. Most people still believe the middle class is permanent. They think, if I get a better job, I'll be fine. If I earn a little more, I'll catch up. If I work harder, life will improve. But the middle class is not protected anymore. It is exposed. And the reason is simple. The world shifted from wages to assets. In the past, a salary could build a life. Today, a salary only maintains one. Wealth is growing through ownership: stocks, real estate, businesses, systems. But the middle class lives through labor. They sell time, and time has a ceiling. You can only work so many hours. So even when income increases, freedom doesn't. Because lifestyle expands faster than security. A better car becomes normal. A bigger apartment becomes necessary. More spending becomes expected. This is called lifestyle inflation. It feels like progress, but it's actually dependence. The paycheck becomes larger, but the cage becomes stronger. This is why so many people feel trapped, even with good careers. They look successful, but they have no options. They can't slow down. They can't step away. They can't take risks. Because too much depends on stability. And stability is fragile. One crisis can destroy everything. This is why the middle class is shrinking. Not because people are lazy, but because the system rewards a different game now. The old game was work hard, climb slowly, retire safe. The new game is build leverage, own assets, create options, and the people who don't adapt will stay stuck. Most people still don't realize what's happening. They think this is temporary. They believe things will go back to normal. Prices will fall. Life will get easier again. But for millions of people, this is the new normal. The middle class is not collapsing loudly. It's collapsing quietly, through stress, through exhaustion, through slow financial pressure. People are not starving. They are surviving. They are doing everything right, but still feeling behind. And that feeling is dangerous. Because it creates silent anxiety. You start thinking about money every day, even when you're working, even when you're resting, even when you're trying to enjoy life. The mind never turns off. That is why modern life feels heavier. Not because people became weaker, but because life became more expensive emotionally. The middle class used to have breathing room. Now, there is no room. Everything is tight. A single emergency can destroy savings. A single mistake can create debt. A single slowdown can cause panic. This is why people feel trapped. They are not living, they are managing. Managing bills, managing pressure, managing expectations. And when life becomes management, freedom disappears. The system doesn't break suddenly, it breaks slowly, until one day people realize they spent years working, but they never built peace. That is the real collapse, not just financial, psychological. And the people who understand this early can change direction, because the middle class is disappearing. But awareness is the first escape. So, what do people do in a world like this? Most advice online is useless. Just work harder. Just save more. Just hustle. But people are already tired. The real answer is not intensity. It's awareness and structure. The people who escape this pressure don't suddenly become rich. They simply stop building a life that depends on one fragile source. They start creating options. Not overnight, quietly. They learn how money actually works. They track where it leaks. They reduce unnecessary dependence. They protect time like an asset. They stop upgrading lifestyle just to feel normal. They stop chasing comfort that creates future stress. Instead, they build stability differently. They build skills that can travel. Skills that create value beyond one job. They build small systems, something that grows slowly without consuming their entire life. Because freedom isn't a lottery, it's a direction. The middle class collapses when people follow the old script blindly. But people rebuild when they stop obeying silently. This doesn't mean quitting everything. It means asking better questions. What am I building? Is my life becoming more flexible? Do I have options if things change? Those questions matter more than any motivational quote, because the future will reward adaptability, not just effort. And the people who see this early don't panic. They prepare quietly. At the end of the day, this is the truth. The middle class is not disappearing because people stopped working. People are working harder than ever. The middle class is disappearing because the world changed, and most people were never told. They were taught the old rules. Work hard, stay disciplined, follow the path, and life will become stable. But stability has become fragile. And millions of people are waking up slowly, realizing they did everything right, yet still feel trapped. That realization is painful, but it is also powerful, because awareness is the beginning of freedom. The collapse is not just financial. It's psychological. It's the feeling of running without arriving. But once someone understands what's happening, they stop blaming themselves. They stop wasting years on autopilot. Not panic, not desperation, just clarity. The future will belong to people who adapt, people who build options, people who create flexibility, in a world that keeps getting tighter. The middle class may be shrinking, but your awareness gives you a choice, and sometimes one choice changes everything.